Yesterday, 64 players entered Cheesadelphia seeking fame, fortune, and glory. Today, one will be crowned after this best of 7.
Indeed. Kelazhur versus True. Fighting for this right here. If I drop this, I'm going to look so stupid. But, oh, it's actually taped, I think, so I'm not going to touch it anymore. But, yes, this is the trophy that they're fighting for. And also, the person who gets second place is going to get a little bit of a surprise, too. One that I don't even know what it is.
We don't even know what it is. We were just
it's
told.
That much of a surprise.
There is a surprise for second place. And, oh, that boy.
The memes have been real all weekend so far. And this is the moment that we've all been waiting for, to crown Cheesadelphia 3 champion, Summer 2016, Drenok. This is what most people thought the finals were going to be. And hey, you guys should probably go into fortune telling, because that's exactly what it's going to be. That man right there, the #1 seed for the tournament, True, looking so damn solid.
And he will be facing the #2 seed, Kelazhur, who's also looking incredibly solid while he's playing in this tournament. He's also been playing in WCS qualifiers at the venue.
Total Biscuits,
Same
Shout
thing
Craft.
for True also. He's been doing some of that too, but I believe Kelazhur did qualify in that qualifier. I'm not sure how the game's panned out for him, but definitely both these players have been super committed. Not only have they been fighting for money here, but they've been in 2 separate other, possibly even 3 other tournaments
At the same time. That's how dedicated they are, yet they still managed to get to the top 2 of this tournament here in Philadelphia. So it's been awesome casting with you, Drenok, but we got one more to get through, and it's going to be a best of 7.
Oh, it's going to be a long one, but a good one. This is going to be
and
phenomenal.
it's a TVZ.
Guys, tell your friends. Tell
Do
them
it.
to check out twitch.tv/NerdStreetGamers. Copy that link, post it in Twitter, post it in Facebook.
Let everybody know about it.
Let everybody know about these
so
phenomenal
awesome
finals at the North American Grassroots event, Cheesadelphia Summer 2016. But ladies and gentlemen, we are loading into our first game of this best of 7 finals on Apotheosis.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The grand finals of Cheesadelphia. It is Apotheosis. We are in the top left-hand corner with the one, the only, #1 seed, Psystorm's True.
And his opponent in the bottom right-hand corner, the #2 seed, the Foreign Hope. It is the Blue Terran player representing Root Gaming, Kelazhur.
Here we go. The energy is live here. Everybody is ready for the grand finals. And here we go. A TVZ, just as predicted by many. A lot of us were, hoping for a little bit of a shake-up, and there were some awesome games on the way. But here we are, Drenok. It is going to be a ZvT right here, Apotheosis. And you know what I noticed? I don't know if we casted any games on Dasan Station.
I do not think we have either.
We did,
That's
and
been
I don't
vetoed
know
pretty heavily during this tournament.
what position it is in the best of 7, because guess what? You're not vetoing any map in a best of 7.
Oh, looks like we have Apotheosis as game 1, Frozen game 2, New Gettysburg, Galactic Process, then Dasan Station. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games in. It'll have to be 3-2 at that point. You'd have to win 4 games in a best of 7 to win the $2,000 first prize. Prize. Got a little breakup on my mic right there.
Hey, man, you got it. Yeah, just here as we start things out. Once again, the SCV balancing the birthday cake like the boss he is, getting that command center. And they're opening up as standard could be. However, Kelazhur is adding another barracks right now, so a little bit different as he gets a reactor on the first one. Let's see what he's going to be doing, your boy Kella.
Be interested to see if he goes with that tech lab or not. Only staying on 1 gas at least for now, which is going to be fine with a push. But generally, you are wanting to get that second gas if you're going to get another tech lab. Maybe go for like a stem combat shields.
Yeah.
Could be without that. Could be a very aggressive opener. There is 6 slings, though, coming out of the map for True. So he could be a little bit aggressive with those, setting them across the map if there's not a bunker or something at the natural. Maybe have the best defense, a good offensive early bio. Here's the Reaper, though, coming up into the main base of Kelazhur, or pardon me, True.
Oh, all right. So he's going to get a bit of damage here on the Queen. The Lings are still there, haven't showed themselves just yet, but it is something that you need to expect here as a Terran player. Don't want to go too deep, and that's exactly why he ended up going to the edge, coming back, not going to get too greedy here. So it's going to be double Marine coming out here out of Kelazhur. I wasn't sure if he was going to start to bust out like a triple Reaper because he put the reactor onto that other barracks, but it does seem like he just wants to get that tech lab on it, and then he's also getting the factory as well. So Stim getting down here. Let's see if he goes for that starport. with the reactor. Maybe not even
True. Yeah, True's not really sure either what Kelazhur is going to go for here. He's getting Overlord speed, playing it safe, and he will have a great Overlord position to move into that main or natural base. Stim is also on the way, and it looks like Kelazhur will be aiming for an interesting timing with that quick second racks off of 2 base most likely. At least for now, Bio went out those 2 Marines and was searching for some Overlords around the map. And on the other hand, for True, he's already accumulated a decent amount of Lings. Those were for the Reaper, but he's almost made enough that he does need to go out and do a little bit of damage to put a little bit of pressure on Kelazhur if he's not going to drone up and keep him at home.
Yeah, this is a nice build here out of Kelazhur. Getting the reactor on that factory. We'll switch it over to the starport most likely when he is done. And True is going to take the gold as his 3rd base. And now I think that Overlord, didn't see how much it ended up seeing. Didn't see the starport, but he did see the reactor building on that factory, as well as a 2nd barracks. Very, very important to see that, because now we can kind of assume, all right, well, if there's a starport behind that, then it's going to be that double medevac push with the stim timing, and you can do a lot of damage with this, if not even end the game. So, True, I don't think is going to take it lightly, because he does have the gold base to fall back on.
Yeah, he's got the gold base, and also he does have the 2 Evo chambers. Ling's got to be careful, going to fall back. He does have those 2 Evo chambers for +1/1, but I'm not sure if that's going to be done by the time these 2 medevacs come out for a very, very quick attack when Stim finishes to make a push. Those 2 Evo chambers is going to put a lot into investment. That's not going to pay off for a little while Lings are going to be on the defense with a distinct lack of banelings. Currently, there is no baneling nest out on the map, and that could prove disastrous for True if he's not careful about how his Queens micro, because they're going to be really the linchpin in these defenses versus the double medevac attack.
Yeah, it's a very strong attack if you're not ready for it, but I'm sure True has seen it multiple times. The medevacs have been revealed, and yeah, the Marines are already inside. True is spreading his Overlords right now as best as he can in order to see where those medevacs are going to come from, and even if this doesn't actually benefit him, the +1/+1 for this defense, the follow-up and then the end, into the mid-game, it's really going to solidify his link force on the ground, and that's exactly what he wants to do. Stop the push in its tracks, then have a solid follow-up for it.
And for his opponent, Kelazhur is kind of looking for a little bit of something similar. Just finished up double engineering bay, +1/1 is on the way. Get in, kill some drones, and then take a nice lead into the mid-game. That's how these 2 are going to collide right here. But how are they truly going to collide? Is it going to be True, who has the strong defense, or Kelazhur, who punches through and gets some damage done? Yeah. At least for now, he's going to be looking for some Overlord shots, but there's almost so many Queens that he can't do much against it. 6 Queens, 21 Links are going to make this army run.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that is so many Queens right now. When they are targeting down that medevac, he has to be so damn careful, and he will save most of those Marines. And not going to get any damage done here. So the 3rd base of Kelazhur is on the way. But with a push like that, you definitely either want to get a lot of units being produced out of True that don't get to do too much off of a low drone count, or kill a bunch of drones. And I think killing a bunch of drones is what he wanted.
Exactly, and he still could jump into that main base, or he could go for some more Overlord attacks. But remember, that one medevac's very low on health. One medevac goes down. There's not going to be enough space in that last medevac to get the entire army out. Kelazhur's to be very careful. Off the back of this, Kelazhur is getting his 3rd CC. 3 more racks are on the way, and a Viking on the right-hand side looking for some Overlords. They do have Overlord speed, though, so most likely won't be able to pick them up. But everything's coming together well, at least for Kelazhur. He's not allowed a very quick 4th, which we've seen True just excel at taking, or allowed a quick offensive attack. But there's the 4th coming down now.
Can he do it, though? There are about 3 transfuses there. 1 goes down, and I think he has 3 additional ones, so it was 4 in total. And now True, he's just like a rock, not going to be hit here by Kelazhur, not taking any damage, and he also took out a medevac. So honestly, I do feel like True is in a bit more of a comfortable position, especially because he didn't take any damage, and he has so many Queens on the map. They're going to be so good throughout the whole game, especially if he's able to delay his mutas in order to just get his maybe infestation pit out, maybe get a lot of banelings out, get the upgrades that he needs.
Both armies see each other as they move along the left-hand side of the map. There's a lot of Queens at home to defend for True. However, for Kelazhur, he's got a meager force. 5 Marines right there. That's not going to be enough to take that 3rd base. Viking's going to get taken down really quickly, but these Queens are a little bit out of position if we were to see a drop. And for now, actually, I think the drop of Kelazhur is moving back. No, he knows he cannot defend those 5 bio small Marines he has.
Uh-oh, what's here for True?
Oh, here's the drop.
Oh my, well, on a map like Apotheosis, it's really hard to get these drops in position, and he gets it. Kelazhur getting into the main, gonna blindside True. Here goes some drone kills. Finally, some economic damage gets done. Even gonna snipe that Spore Crawler, so maybe even pull a drop later on.
Great position between the mineral patches and that extractor.
I love it, yeah. There's no banelings here, so we can't actually utilize them. It's going to be a very slow waddle by those banelings.
Oh, the banelings, there's a little bit of a random splits, and looks like Kelazhur's gonna pick up and get on out of there.
Wow, Kelazhur has a supply lead right now, but True does have a little bit more in the bank, as well as that gold base being mining for such a long time. So, I think this is all right for Kelazhur. You know, he got that economic damage done right there, and he didn't even fly back out with the medevac. He's waiting to go back in.
He's got these multi-pronged attacks already, really playing true at his own game, hitting everywhere he can. But you're talking about that bank.
Target fire.
Oh, big, that beautiful target fire is going to put this bow up against the side of this map, and he's going to deny a lot of surface area, get rid of the lings, and go for another attack in this main base. At the same time, while he's got an army in the middle of the map, probably won't be able to move in, at least for now. But still, True's doing an amazing job of defending this. Even though he's losing a lot, he's still pushing it back and holding it at bay.
Yeah, but that was really good by Kelazhur. You know, he didn't get too much done with the initial medevacs, but he gets it right there. I don't know if he saw the infestation out of True, but True looking like he is going to be chilling off of that hive. He's not rushing to it. He's also getting infestors with pathogen glands. So sometimes you will see them skip pathogen glands completely, go right up to hive. But we've seen True, he loves his lair tech. It's almost like DRG where he would stick on that lair tech for so damn long. And now, Kelazhur, you know, he's in a pretty decent spot. Macroing like a god, actually. Keeping it very, very low, and look at the supply lead.
2-2 finishing up, and at the same time for his opponent, True, he has roach speed and some after upgrades finishing. If you were talking a little bit earlier about, wow, he's 1,000 minerals in the bank, well, right about there, he spent it on a whole bunch of upgrades, got pathogen glands, he got a roach speed, he got +1 carapace, +1 missile. He is rounding himself completely out, making sure that in this mid to late game, he has every answer to anything that Kelazhur is going to be sending his way in these engagements. Yeah. But the one thing he doesn't quite have an answer to, of course, is a lot of the bases that he normally has, the larvae he normally has, which is not happening in this on this game because Kelazhur has been able to deny those 4th, those 5th, those 6th bases that just go all over the place.
Wow, and here comes Kelazhur continuing to clean up creep. He's been doing a very good job, but he sees the infestors and is like, I don't want any part of that. Good move by True, only losing 1 link to that Widow Mine. And this is the transition that we saw, but a lot earlier. True is getting roaches. He's getting, he got roach speed, I believe, and I think he's going to transition right into that roach ravager style.
And I kind of like that with Banelings too. You have damage where you basically can corrosive pile behind the main army of Kelazhur, and then the Banelings are going to force them back anyway, so no matter what, they're going to have to end up getting into something, which is going to be great for True. He's got a lot of micro potential, and while right now, like Kelazhur at 3-3 is on the way, and he's going to have to hold on that for a pretty long time. He's just kind of going to be making bio and hoping he gets the splits in these multi-part attacks.
Yeah, this is great, though. You know, mixing in a few Ravagers means that if he ever gets one of those fungals, all he has to do is throw a few corrosive balls, and that's a whole
super efficient.
Big
just all dead, didn't have to worry about anything.
Yep.
Doesn't even need to use the Banelings, which is something that can kind of rain you dry.
Yeah. Okay, so he did get roach speed. I wasn't sure if he was only going to commit to Ravagers or if he wanted to make any roaches with it too. So this army composition out of True is a very, very scary one. Whoa. He actually exploded some of the Banelings there manually, I think.
I like that scan just to be like, did that work right there? Okay, good, that did work. Beautiful. Beautiful.
So Hive is about to finish right now, and now it's that scary part. Oh, Kelazhur is loading up into the injured medevac.
Very low medevac.
Yeah. I don't know about that one. You know, one hit from the Queen could have... Oh, spell disaster.
Gigantic
this is not a planetary.
Counterattack.
Wow, a little blessing in disguise there as he didn't see it.
2 Widow Mines are going to burrow down. Doesn't look like it matters. Kelazhur's not paying attention to that right now because he's a phenomenal concave setup for these infestors, but the good fungals, good corrosive files. The medevacs are just being destroyed, and the main army of Kelazhur is corrosive file, fungal, and just...
Everything gets completely cleaned up, and there's so much energy on those infestors too. Good run bys out of True. It looks like Kelazhur is falling apart just a little bit right now. His attack was not successful, and now he has to worry about this counterattack. Great Widow Mine hit right on those links though.
Ultralisk Den is up next for True off the back of this. We had not seen him get to this point, but he's saying, you know what, to put that final nail in the coffin, I have to get Ultralisks to push back Kelazhur. At this point, Kelazhur is starting to get his planetary fortresses, but he's not worried about his next tech path. He's worried about getting his economy, holding his economy now, and this is the footing that True's put so many players in, where Kelazhur's managed to negate that for a very long time in this game, but not this time.
Not this time. True looking extra solid, and I do like that he went up to Hive very quickly, but not too quickly. He got a lot of infestors, so he was able to deal with any mid-game push out of Kelazhur, and now you see the kind of end-game upgrades that Terrans fear so much. Adrenal Gland's about to complete. Ultralisk Cavern is just now completed too, and then there it goes. Chitin is plating, and you know what's coming up next here. Does Kelazhur have the answers to deal with Ultras?
The Ultras. At least Kelazhur looks like he is doing 2 medevacs at a time. Earlier on, he had his starport with a reactor, but I think he only has that 1 starport. Let me check out his buildings. Yep, only 1 starport at the moment, so he can start getting Liberators out, but it's going to be a risky business if he's going to be doing that, especially on a map that's this wide. Yes, there's some choke points, but if he's caught out in the middle of the map, it's not as if there's enough Liberators to actually be able to fully liberate on top of his army.
Everything,
disallow
right?
those Ultras.
And it's still
there's
Ravagers.
so many Infestors and Ravagers.
Exactly, so I think... Yeah, True has like the answer for it.
Yeah, this isn't an army of True that's already been reset a few times. It's never been reset, even though Kelazhur has managed to deny bases.
Kelazhur's macro is still on point, though. He's even supply. He actually has more army supply, and his 3-3 has completed too. True's is about halfway done, and Chitinous Plating is not done yet. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to see a big trade out of True, and then he's going to start adding ultras. Oh, no, he actually just filled it up with 5. So, yeah, he doesn't even need to trade before. So he can wait, doesn't have to force any engagement until all of those crucial upgrades are complete.
Little push on the left-hand side. Looks like there's Lings ready. Not too much else to accompany that, at least for now. Ravagers, Banelings, and Roaches are going to come up the back. That defense is good. On the right-hand side, we also have a little bit of army and Widowmines in the middle. I'd love to see them burrow down at that bridge. There's a couple of bridges in the middle of the map where, whether you're playing mech or Liberators, whatever, you can just shut them down easily, especially versus Ultras.
Yeah, it's really awesome when you're able to get a good chunk of Lings that are trying to counterattack. And guess who loves counterattacking? This guy right here that you're looking at. But now, this is the stage. I don't know if Kelazhur has it. He realizes it now. He's getting 2 starports, but is it too late? You know, they're the Ultralisks. They're on the other side. Whoa, good hit there.
Big shot. There's so many queens in the main force that have been moving around for a while, not at least right here, but in the middle, that each time those medevacs have swung around in the middle, they've been picked off, and Kelazhur has to be incredibly careful about how he goes about that. At the moment, Kelazhur is, of course, at 3-3 with +2 melee attack and +3 carapace at the moment for True's army. So it's looking pretty good with these Ultras. They are up, and Chitinous Plating, I believe, is done. Yep, so these Ultras are at full potency against only a couple Liberators. Actually, only 1 Liberator.
You're going to be starting right now. You know, Kelazhur dropped about 4 starports in that time. So if he continues to drop and he's just trading out his Marine and the Marauders and getting damage done, he has a Fusion Core on the way, as was noted. And getting that Liberator range is going to allow him to deal with the Ultras from a far distance, and he doesn't have to worry as much about the Corrosive Vow. But,
nice fungus.
Catch by True. He's looking pretty good there.
I love that threatening Ultralisk on the low ground. You cannot come down. Look, there's 4 Ultralisks at that base. Looks like the main Bioarmy's in the main base. And Ultralisks are finally going to get there. They are slow, but at the moment, 5 more are being made. Just how many does True have out on the battlefield?
He has about 9 Ultralisks right now. This is insane. Kelazhur is going to go to the skies, and guess what? Ultras can't shoot up, but, I mean, they can do a lot of damage on the ground before they actually do get taken out. Those Infestors have full energy, too. So, I mean, honestly...
Oh, there's the Liberation Zone. Couple throws of Bows, though, completely destroy them, really killing them off quite quickly. There's a decent amount of Bow right here, and I guess you are forcing the Ultralisks to either commit to the right-hand base or the left-hand base, but now they're all solely focused on this Bio. Desperately, Kelazhur is trying to take them out one by one. He's a nice little choke zone that the Liberator can get a nice position in, but each time the Roaches move in, they simply remove the right, or pardon me, each time the Ultras move in, they simply remove the rest of the army. You can't even touch them. With like, +7 armor, there's nothing.
It's like the armor, the Infestors, so even if you lure them into that choke point, that means that your Infestors are going to get some prime targets for the fungal growth. So it's like, you really have to be very careful with their positioning. And I do like the fact that he's playing a bit more conservative here. You know, he is taking that other base on the right side. His drops, you know, they were a little bit effective in the mid game. They're not as effective now. Just with like a 1 Ultra defense, it can be so hard to deal with.
At least in the early game, Kelazhur managed to stop a lot of the Ling attacks we've seen destroy and just completely
oh my gosh
players. But here's some Corrosive Vials going down. Fungus on the right-hand side. Ultras engaging the left-hand side. SCVs desperately are trying to use Planetary Fortress. The Planetary Fortress, the only thing defending right now. All the Bio's gone. Planetary Fortress goes down.
And
I don't know what else that Kelazhur has. GG, well played. True
takes game number 1.
But as I was saying, there's a lot of players that fell. True literally just destroyed them, wrecked them in the early game because he was able to get into the mineral lines, reset their workers, and pretty much hurt them from early on, and they never could develop the economy they needed to. But Kelazhur flipped that on its head and did damage to True, but even so, True managed a macro out of it. Keep going on 4 bases, was not greedy, didn't go for those extra bases we've seen him traditionally, and keep fighting.
Yo, Kelazhur played so well there, and True, you know, I love that transition where he just adds a few Roaches and Ravagers there, because like a lot of the times dealing with the Liberators, especially if you're not going to go for Corruptors, can be nearly impossible. So the fact that he was able to just add a few in there, Corrosive Bile, Fungal, such a good combo. It was just every time getting the Fungals, man, never really whiffing on them, right, and keeping the medevac count really manageable. Damn, man. Very, very strong and scary play out of True. But also, I see a bit of fight in Kelazhur as well, man.
I see a lot of fight in Kelazhur in that last game. That was game 1 of this best-of-7 series between Kelazhur and True. This is the finals of Cheesadelphia Summer 2016.
Yes.
Brought to you by Nerd Street Gamers. Powered by Jarvis Innovations, of course, sponsored by Team Ascension, Storm Gaming, Sloth Esports, Rustica Pizza, and the amazing, you got there right there, Tempo. You're basically a sponsor for this tournament. We got you. We got you.
Thanks, man. Well, we are the casters here, bringing these games live to you. We are on Frozen Temple as we jump into game number 2. What rhymes with game number 2? It is our blue Zerg player in the bottom right-hand corner representing Storm Gaming. It is True.
Game number 2. Yep, that rhymes pretty damn well.
Well, not game number 2.
And in the top left-hand corner, his opponent, the 4 and Hope, down 1-0. It is the red Terran player representing Root Gaming, Kelazhur.
You would think the guy that, like, you know, spits hot fire would be able to have a full rhyme for game number 2.
Super hot fire, man. It's pretty good, though.
But here we go. A much smaller map here on Frozen Temple. Maybe we'll see a little bit different styles. You know, Kelazhur has been famous for his 3-Rex Reaper every once in a while. I haven't seen it that often, though.
I feel like each map we get to where True is playing a Terran or a Protoss, it just keeps getting worse. You realize, oh, actually that third is a little bit more open than Apotheosis. Oh, that third is more open than Galactic Process. It's going to be rough to take that because there's so many angles. It's hard to wall off really and defend it well when you have a player like True who is simply so good at their Ling harassments.
It's like, I thought, you actually talked about that, how that Ling harassment was kind of what defined True in almost every match that we casted from him, whether it be with the drops or just straight up run dies.
Stunting the growth, yeah.
And he didn't even do that to Kelazhur. So imagine if that were to happen. Is that, like, really how strong True is right now, or do you think
I feel like in that game, the reason it didn't quite happen is because of the early aggression from Kelazhur. He was able to step it up in the early game, take control. The reins of the game were in his hands instead of True, like it was versus OMG Banana, and even OMG Banana did a decent job of putting True on the back foot. But a lot of the players he's played, he's been able to do that and put them in a position where they'd be defending, and then finally they say, oh, maybe I can move out, and then they're hit. But this time it's the opposite. He's defending, finally he can move out, and then Kelazhur has to fall back instead of vice versa, the other way around.
Indeed. Wow. Well, this is one of those maps where you actually can get some good run-bys done. We'll see if he's able to get that. And here, Kelazhur might be getting a drone here. Nope, True will bring it on back.
It's a lot of Lings, by the way. Really, it's a strange thing to always talk about, but True does have a lot of respect for Kelazhur right here. He's not skimping. He's not going for the 4 Lings you traditionally see. He goes for a full 6 to deal with that Reaper. Reaper falls back, but I think what's even more interesting is he goes for a full 6, and then he makes an extra Queen. He always gets that creep spreading Queen. He's very safe in this early game. As you were saying, I think in one of the breaks you're talking to me and saying, you know what, the Storm team came to True and said, hey, man, don't do anything crazy. Just play it safe. Play it cool.
He said, you can do something crazy, but just play it safe.
Just play it safe.
If you're going to be crazy, then, you know, at least take some safety precautions. And you know what? In that last game, or the last series against Bales, he still didn't go for the Spore Crawlers. He was just like, yeah, okay, I'm doing my own thing. But he still managed to get that win, and that's what True does. Kelazhur, though, man, very, very strong in TVZ. We already saw that in the last game. Bringing the fight to True. But he just wasn't able to get enough damage done, apparently, because, you know, when True got that army composition at the end, Kelazhur didn't have the answers, even though he scrambled to get out those starports. And
to show the skill of Kelazhur in every game we've casted, ZvT, of True, Z versus anything, he hasn't got to Ultras yet. He's actually beat his opponents before that, getting on Lurkers and staying on that or doing something weird with Investor Ravager. But Kelazhur did manage to get him to that end late game stage. Now we're going to see if Kelazhur can do it again. Looks like some buildings moving around, maybe a starport onto a tech lab right there. It looks like it's going to be a reaction stay onto that tech lab.
Yep,
and just getting quick upgrades, I guess. Yeah, 2 quick upgrades. So
True's getting that Overlord speed. He's making 14 Lings, delaying... Oh, no, he didn't delay his third base, by the way. But he is denying the scout here of the Reaper. So this looks pretty normal to Kelazhur right now. But with that if Evo Chamber done, he should be able to get some Dropper Lords. And with this many Lings, he's going to just start dropping Lings all in the main of Kelazhur, who is moving out with this tank in the medevac. And this looks a little bit familiar.
This is a situation we saw a while ago And basically, you know, I can't remember who the player was, but he was trying to get damage down versus True. He's trying to be a little bit cheeky right there, and I love the idea. But then it just happens that True happens to perfectly counter you, get Lings in your main base. You need a siege tank in your main to be safe to have some AoE, but he is giving a little bit of time. There is a Viking on the way for Kelazhur. There is some Marines in the main base, so he may have something to thwart, at least make True think twice as he's microing against Kelazhur's siege tank at the third hatch.
I believe it was Jason.
Yes,
right?
It was Jason.
Okay, so this is almost a mirror game, and even the Viking finding them.
24 Lings.
Yeah, but that Viking has a lot of work to do, and the Lings are going to drop right now, and none of them are actually going to get taken out by the Viking, those Overlords. And there's Lings in the base of Kelazhur. He's kind of has to scramble right now.
5 Marines are being made at a time, but they're basically going to come out and instantly get gobbled up like going into a meat grinder right here. Lings are trying to do as much as they possibly can. Moving into the mineral line, the siege tank is being pulled back by that tank, but right as this is happening, look, True just makes 10 drones. He's like, yeah, cool, done damage done, man. I messed you up. I pulled your siege tank back. My third base is uncontested, and now there's just barely enough bio to push back these Lings, but these Lings are doing so much, maybe even resetting that bio count to allow another attack, but instead, True, he's playing it safe like Psystorm was asking, getting +1/1 melee that's coming up, and then getting Lair droning up, making that third solidified, and that was a great early lead to a almost mirror game, but I think the game we saw before didn't happen on this map. It happened on King Sejong Station is what it happened on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, but wow, very similar tile set to it, so I mean, really, he's probably like, oh, is this King Sejong? Okay, let's do it anyway.
Take a tip or two from Jason.
Yeah.
Oh, 50
But that was a really nice hold by Kelazhur, right? Like, he only lost about 6 workers, I believe, at the end of that, so I mean, honestly, that is a pretty damn good hold for the amount of Lings that True committed to.
It's a scary amount of Overlords. It's like a flock of Overlords gunning down on you.
Yeah, and they just, you know that they have the drop upgrade because of the way that they look.
Yeah, they got the capability.
And True's not done yet. He's going to continue to do this, right? The Viking, I believe, is on the other side of the map, so he will not be able to kill that Overlord just yet. But here comes the push out of Kelazhur.
In no third CC for Kelazhur right now. Combat Shields +1 is going to be finishing up around this time, and he's staying thoroughly on 2 bases. True will try to screw him up with a drop in the top left, and then Overlord just hanging out right there. Drop coming up into that main with 8 Lings, and it's going to tax his multitasking. He most likely will be able to deal with it, but again, it's does he have the siege tank? And for now, he's just really the siege tank to the other side of the map, bring his bio back to play it safe, and still no third CCs on the way. Right there.
And
third CC,
surprise, here they come. Gonna take out that SCV, and there are also SCVs that are trying to build some barracks right now. And Kelazhur is scrambling to run home. Actually, he's going to try to intercept the Overlord if it goes back in it. And yeah, I think he should be able to do it if True is not super 100% careful.
Yeah, Kelazhur.
Oh my goodness.
Kelazhur did pull back from that attack since there was 6 queens in total on the side of True, and basically he went for the attack and there's just way too much defense. But then he's playing kind of at a suboptimal level where it want to be. If he was going to go for a third CC, he would have done it much earlier. Instead of go for an attack, then be unsure, and then go for that third CC. But at least he is having +2/2 on the way for his bio, and he's going to be able to drop well with them as he's doing right now, starting off.
Yeah, I was actually wondering if he was going to put... What's up?
Did the Overlord spot? I think it may have on the left-hand side.
Oh, it might have just by the edge of its vision. I wasn't actually sure. So we'll see by the way that he reacts to it, of course. But 2 medevacs are going on this side, and that is a very scary push, or at least a very scary drop. You know, 2 medevacs full that do have +1/+1 as well as stim have to be super careful and have your units in position. So I believe that he might actually blindside him here. Right into the main. There's nothing over here yet, and he's not reacting. Yeah, there's nothing here, and he has to react right now. Here comes Kella.
Even dropping a Reaper in there, extra KD8 shard could be pretty cool on a ramp, but he's not going to do that at least for now. Focusing down workers if he can. Finds a great position between the spawning pool and that main base layer, and at the same time he's making a large parade push across the map in attempts to kill a third hatch if he has the capability to. Not many banelings currently with this main force. It's largely just these lanes, and 2/2 is not quite done yet. +2 Carapace is only 3 seconds away. Banelings are reinforcing now, and simply Kelazhur could decide to jump into the main. There is a drop also in Kelazhur's, or pardon me, in True's natural.
In the natural, yeah, Kelazhur's everywhere.
Yeah, you just kind of cycled down into that base after hitting the main base, and now Kelazhur can go back into the third. He's starting to pull True around.
Oh my god.
True has never been allowed to get up as many bases as he'd like to. Traditionally, when you see him just pump out Lings, larva. Kelazhur is not playing that. So close to going down. Queen takes it down. But at least Kelazhur has been able to stunt True early on in this economic game.
He really has, and he's not letting up right now. He is up by about 5 workers. He's killing so many units out of True. Centrifugal Hooks is not done, and it just finishes, but Kelazhur picks right on up. And oh, I think that Reaper, did it give its life away or did it just throw the thing and then get back into the medevac? I didn't see.
Let's check it out. Actually, units, looks like we do have that one Reaper still alive. He's fought for the cause. Combat drugs are kicking in, and oh yeah, he's feeling good.
Whoop.
Oh, but maybe a couple of bandlings. He's coming in right there. He's got to get out of there quick. Medevac pulls back, redrops down, and basically at this point, Kelazhur, he wants to keep up this pressure because he wants to have that constant presence outside of True's main base, his natural, so True is not going to feel quite as safe moving out.
Yeah, this is actually really good by Kelazhur. 3-3 already, starting before the 10-minute mark, and the amount of damage and mining that he was able to deny True, this is going to put him into a very sick position now that 2-2 is already complete. I guess True is about to finish his 2-2 as well. But, you know, keeping True on the side of the map means things like this shouldn't happen. But now, True,
not a big wall.
Typical True, +2 finishing exactly at the time, almost.
Lings will be pushed back. They didn't get any kills right there, but at least he's pulling the army of Kelazhur back into a little bit of a worse position. And it looks like the Lings are going to trade off the baton to an Overlord drop. At the same time, there's a drop on the bottom left-hand side with a Viking. And really, Kelazhur is just everywhere on this map.
Yeah, I love it. And he's also on the south side. Oh my god, he drops him right on top of the bio. But here on the south side, that means that a lot of True's units are in the middle and the top. There's not a lot here at the bottom, I don't think. I think Kelazhur is just going to go for the cancel on the 4th. And you know what? That's perfect because he's so far ahead as far as supply goes. And he's continuing to push it like that. Getting the 3-3. I didn't see if he added any other starports or anything anticipating True to be getting up to Hive anytime soon.
Well, at least for right now, True is getting his Infestation Pit and a Roach Ward. He's going to try to make that transition we've seen into Ravager. Fungal.
Whoa!
It kills the 3rd into Ravager and Infestors for Fungal, but I'm not sure if he has the economy. This is generally what he does do, but it's not after Kelazhur has inflicted this much damage to him. And I feel like thinking about Apotheosis, just a different way the map is designed. Frozen Temple is starting to go a little bit into Kelazhur's way here. Already, as you mentioned, with a severe lead, about 60-70 supply.
Yeah, True. He has no money, or rather no gas. He can't even really get... Oh, he's making 5 Infestors, that's why. So I was actually a little bit worried that he made that Infestation Pit and was not able to make any Infestors. I don't know if he was able to even get the Pathogen, though. Did he? No.
Looks like he didn't get Pathogen.
You can tell the pressure he's under right now, because if you can't afford that, then, you know, either you're going to be going for that high very early, but he needs to be making stuff like Banelings in order to deal with this gigantic push that is inevitably going to be coming from Kelazhur at any moment now that 3-3's done.
If Kelazhur can keep up the pressure on to True, of course, he will not have those fungals for a little while, but still he's making roaches, and he's not going to quite have those corrosive biles either. True is transitioning, but I'm not sure if he has the economy to support that transition. He does need something, but maybe it's just going to be a mishmash of different units to hold him on here, combined with the Queens.
Yeah.
But still, that's just surviving. It is not thriving like Kelazhur is doing in the top left-hand corner of our map in Game 2 of this best-of-7 series final.
Yep, bringing True into the main now. True does have some really good defense here, though. Good Baneling hits there, I believe it was, but is it even going to be enough? We're looking at an almost maxed out Kelazhur, not getting anything done here in the main, but the 4th base, that's going to get taken out. 3-3 is so crucial here. I mean, honestly, with this amount of Terran, I don't know if True's going to have enough.
30 more Lings are on the way, and 13 Banelings. There's Roach upgrades, also +1 missile. There's some Fungals, and right now True's trying to be patient, waiting as long as he possibly can. One Fungal does go into the Hellbats. While all this happens, Kelazhur does take another base. He's got an economy to fall back onto, but he's also got his splits to fall back onto. Doing decent splits right now. Kiting backwards, trying to take out some of these Infestors. Infestors getting not in the greatest position, but still, the medevacs are going uncontested. There's no anti-air, and I think that Bio's going to be able to get away, while in the main base, there's just some Marines hanging out.
They're just hanging out?
Yep,
chilling.
Just chilling, man.
Creeping on the creep here. Going to be able to take out the last drones that are inside of the main. And he's going to target down the spawning pool. Oh, wait, he's switching it up. Going to take out the units. Here he goes. These are such strong bio units right now. And True, he doesn't have road speed. He's trying to get it. His +1 is just now starting, which means that his roaches, they're not really that great at the moment. So this is a dominant performance out of Kelazhur right now, and I've really, really got to give props to him, making it happen, bringing it back, not letting Game 1 get to him. And look at this. This is showing that he can go toe-to-toe with True.
He is the foreign hope right up here against True. Even getting these Liberators right now, just to make sure he can start to solidify and really reinforce a location to push from. He keeps getting pushed back just a little bit. He does have a very dominant lead, but he doesn't want to take any damage to Baneling, something like that. So getting the Liberators up on the ramp or something, or maybe even on his own ramp, but right now, he's going to move in the top right-hand corner of the map while True moves through and is going to go for what I presume is going to be a base trade. Kelazhur's going to pull back for that. He's still got a drop in the bottom right-hand corner, but now he pulls back. Liberators are going to be contested by some corrosive biles.
Nice.
But there's only 2 Ravagers. There's not enough to actually do anything about the Lings.
Indeed. Oh, Blue Flame Hellbats making their Lings so useless, but actually they take them out. Oh, the sick Fungals on the right side here. Is there enough to follow it up? No, True does not believe it.
Kelazhur evens it up.
Takes game number 2.
1 2-1.
We
See
got
his
ourselves.
teammate X-Kawaiian right there. Yeah, man, did it well. Oh, yep. It's okay. It's okay.
Hey.
I did that.
Wow, a series on our hand.
We have a ball game on our hands.
I am so excited for that. You know, what better way to have a grand finals go back and forth than like this, man. This is the way to go.
A lot of the games we were seeing come out of True do come down to how good his pressure is, which has been phenomenal. Nobody has been able to put their own pressure on, but Kelazhur, he's got the card of True. He's got his number, and he's starting to put his own pressure onto him in a lot of ways. And even saw in the end of that, I felt like True is kind of saying, oh, well, normally I'm in this position, I have the economy, and I can make the transition, but he just didn't quite have that.
Not
But
this
he knew
time.
he had to. That was his next step, but he didn't have the economy to back that transition, to back that decision up in that end game. Because Kelazhur, he snipes his third, gets in there, great drops overall.
Just over and over again. It's almost like watching True play when he's always in control.
Exactly.
So Kelazhur is like, you know what? If I can keep True on his side of the map doing all that, he doesn't have enough time, enough APM, and enough units or resources to actually pressure me. And that's exactly what we saw out of Kelazhur. The fire, I'm telling you, it's strong, it's burning. He does want to be the two-time champion here at Cheesadelphia.
And that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Guys, Game 3 is going to happen on New Gettysburg, which I think is going to have an even better time for Kelazhur doing that thing, as you said, keeping true to his side of the map. It is a larger map. You can get a supply depot down on that alleyway that goes underneath and force really a lot of the fights to happen through that U-shaped map where you got to go a really long way around while Kelazhur can go for drops. Now, of course, True says, oh, I got my own drops going.
Yeah.
He can do that, but I feel like definitely with Vikings with something, it's very easy to be dominant on this map as Kelazhur shutting down that air location because it is so prominent right next to your base. I'm sure he'll do that.
Yeah, that's the thing about True. I love it because you think that Terrans are good at dropping, but it's like, you know what? This is a good drop map. I could do that as well, and I'm sure we just might see that in this game. As we spawn on New Gettysburg, in the bottom left-hand corner, he is representing Psystorm, one of the great sponsors of this tournament. Give it up for True!
And his opponent in the bottom right-hand corner of New Gettysburg, representing Root Gaming, it is the Blue Terran player, Kelazhur.
All right. Whew. Best of 7. Here we are, finals of Cheesadelphia. And I want to give a big thank you to everybody coming out here, you know, all the players, everybody that is in the chat, on Twitch, and just everybody that's making this a possibility.
Yeah.
One of which our sponsor, Sloth Esports, who was doing that giveaway. If you type in the command !giveaway in the chat, you can win a mouse pad. Well, it's like a desk pad, to be honest.
Yeah, it is a table pad right here with
pad.
the top 16 players' signatures on them of Cheesadelphia Summer 2016. Top 16, we got True on there. You got Kelazhur. You got Bales. You got everybody you'd want up on there.
Yeah. So, well, here we go, man. New Gettysburg. One of the newer maps here, and I'm sure that both of these players have had enough time to be playing on this map to not be surprised or, well, maybe they'll get surprised, but not be completely lost when they come onto this map. And we see them opening up in very, very standard TVZ fashion. It's just the fact that once we do see that factory get up, there's so many different ways that Terran can actually pressure, but there's also some ways that Zerg can do some weird things. There's the Queen Ling drop. I know that True likes to do stuff like that, but we'll see exactly how it does pan out.
I am really liking Kelazhur's position on this map, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, with a larger map, allowing him to take air dominance in some situations, but still really is up there. I'd like to see how much True does decide to go for those drops, but once again, he will open up with the 6 Lings. Kelazhur decides to SCV scout and then go Marine, so he's not going to have a Reaper out here. The SCV is going to get in there, see what's what, and I think get taken out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I actually think he went CC first here.
Ooh, I like it, and a quick racks off the back. Then let's check out what his base looks like, and ooh, maybe he did go CC first. I'm not sure if he went CC first. I think it may have been.
Well, with the orbital commands finishing around the same time, and that barracks allowing that to happen, maybe he's able to go ahead and get some nice economic lead right in the beginning of the game.
Oh,
and
but he will have
very,
to worry
very
about 6
safe.
Lings.
Yep. So solid opener by Kelazhur. So far, so good. Don't really see that command center first that often.
2 Marines get a little bit carried away with themselves. The Lings are actually going to have to fall back.
Okay, so I think he realizes now that the Reaper was not on the way, so he decided to try to get something done. And remember, we were saying, yeah, True respects his opponent, and he makes 6 lings. When you make 6 lings against a command center first, they're pretty useless, to be honest. There's not much you're going to be able to do with them.
And I think probably Kelazhur has been able to figure that out over the course of the past 2 games that we've seen. Oh, he is making 6 lings each time. He most likely will because he assumes Reaper fast expand, or I guess 3-rack Reaper, which in any case you'd want those 6 lings. You desperately want those 6 lings for that. So looks like at least in this situation, Kelazhur has read his opponent True quite well. And then to boot, you know, as we were saying, he does get that natural base a little quicker, and he is going Marines, so of course he will have his factory, his starport quicker, ergo his air dominance quicker.
The tech, you know, getting it up, and even getting a 3rd command center. Now, True is already dropping a Baneling Nest, and that's very scary here for Kelazhur, unless True is only getting it for defense. But a lot of the times when I've seen True get a building, he's using it to get those units into your base, whether it's going to be with the drops, whether it's going to be with the big Baneling bust. It could happen, but Kelazhur is opting to go for a few reactors on his Hellion, or rather, reactors on his factories, in order to get those Hellions out. And I did see the starport, or at least I thought I did.
And not only is he opting to go for those Hellions, but he also has a quick 3rd CC on his hands. He's playing True at the macro game, which we've seen him. And that's one thing also to bring back to the previous games. A lot of times True has simply went for 4, 5, 6 hatches. Crazy amounts, just expanding as much as he can. And hey, if I lose 1, I got 3, 4 more. And we haven't seen that, but Kelazhur is going to play him in that game himself. He's got to be very careful on this map. Of course, your 3rd is open, but he's going to start to try to take map control with these Hellions. Going to go over and playing a style we did not see in game 1 or 2.
No, I mean, Hellions coming out onto the map. I'm a bit scared for Kelazhur because he doesn't realize that a lot of the lings went to the 3rd location of Kelazhur, and he also went for the 3rd command center. So this Baneling bust has a potential to do so much damage, and so smartly. Oh, wait, Kelazhur, I think he just left the Zelnaga tower, but he will see those follow-up lings right there, which means that there's not going to be enough lings to follow up the Baneling bust itself. But he will still get surprised by it.
Here the Banelings are moving it in total out on the map. We have 14 Banelings, and the Lings from the bottom left are moving over. It looks like they go straight through the depot, straight through the bunker. Now they're heading towards some SCVs. SCVs are pulled, interestingly enough, hoping that all the Banelings are going to crash on into them, but the Banelings are going straight into the main, looking for a juicy mineral line. SCVs are moving in.
Whoa!
And
boom! Really good split.
Workers killed. Lings are also in the natural base. 24, 25 workers are going down. And at the moment, it is 21 SCVs to 39 drones. Desperately Kelazhur is trying to defend, but it did his Hellions go down a little bit early. He's got a Viking on the defense. Yeah. But that's almost it.
That's it. I don't think a Viking is going to be able to deal with this many Lings. GG! True puts one quickly onto the board on game number 3 on New Gettysburg. Holy moly. Capitalizing on the greed of Kelazhur. And,
man. Kelazhur thought he was playing his opponent, but True, he got played. Checked his notebook right there and said, oh, I may be able to play you.
Damn. Ain't that something? Thought that he was going to be the player, but then he got played. Oh!
Some pretty good stuff right there from True. Really expertly taking that game. Game 3. Now he's up 1 game in this best of 7. Still, you have to win 4 games to be able to take this best of 7 and get yourself in the finals.
Indeed. So that was actually a really, really nice response out of True, and it makes me wonder if Kelazhur hadn't gone for the 3rd and focused too much on the macro, if he would have been able to hold it. But still,
he did have those Hellions. So imagine the Hellions were on the inside of the wall.
They needed to be
and he
there.
wasn't as aggressive. I feel like you have very greedy players decide to be aggressive, so it looks like they're being aggressive. It looks like they're putting pressure on the other places. You know what? I'm going to overmake workers, or pardon me, I'm going to overmake army and defend.
Yep.
But that wasn't the case. It was actually, oh, hey, I'm trying to fake you out into this, and it didn't work. So when you saw an aggressive player kind of call the bluff, True called the bluff of Kelazhur, went over, and got him in.
He did. And honestly, sometimes against the Baneling bust, 3 command center isn't the worst thing either, because if you don't take substantial damage, game-ending critical damage, you can recover so well, and the Zerg player has put itself so far behind because of the fact that they're not joining at all during that period. So, yeah, True was able to get that break. And he gets it very, very quick. What is it? I don't even know how long. 6 minutes and 3 seconds.
Yeah, 6 minutes pretty quick. The first couple games were pretty darn long.
Yeah.
Both players posturing, doing damages here and there, doing drops, doing run-bys. Then eventually just someone getting that mineral line, hitting that mineral line so hard.
That was the
and then basically, boom, we are in the victory. We're in this game and for the win.
So there you have it, guys and gals. It is going to be game 4 on Galactic Process. And I think no matter what, we're going to be going to Dasan Station.
Yeah, and that is going to be, I believe, Game 5 after Galactic Process. We will have Dasan Station, then King Sejong, and then Frost. Dasan Station is going to be really interesting. I know a lot of players have been doing some wacky cheeses. And then just straight up early 12 pools, you know, a pool first, you can, without gassing, get damage done. But on the flip side, Kelazhur, oh, I'm sure he's got something special planned, because I don't know if he vetoes. I do not think he vetoes. He's a very competent player, and he trains on every single map he can.
Yeah. So here we go. Galactic Process. Can Kelazhur bring it back, or is True going to get that 3-1 lead here? We'll find out, obviously, when we do spawn into it. True looking stone cold, by the way. Just like, yeah.
He's focused right
Very
on
focused,
the game. Kelazhur, sometimes there's a little bit of emotion, but it's more frustrated, and then he recomposes himself and gets himself into the game. This Game 4 on Galactic Process for the finals of Cheesadelphia Summer 2016. These players are playing for $2,000.
Man. It's a lot of money. And this guy in the top right with a really sick Baneling bust representing Storm Gaming. It is True.
And his opponent in the bottom left-hand corner of Galactic Process, the Red Terran player, our hope. It is Root Gaming's Kelazhur.
Definitely showing some very strong play in game number 2. And, you know, I kind of like how he did go for the greedier play on game 3, just because it kind of showed a different side where it's like, what's True going to be expecting? And
really a True that was not only just saying, I'm going to do my standard thing this entire time and it's going to work, but, oh, hey, great, this is a way I can win.
Yeah, you play to win, and you identify what it is that your opponent is doing, capitalize on it, and get that W. But,
Get that cash sign.
got to get that $, man. $, oh, $. So, honestly, yeah, the series is like so crazy because it's just like you see them go at each other. Game 1 left a big rush, you know, and a rush of energy, right? Even though it was such a crazy ending where just Ultras came out, Infestors were everywhere. Game number 2, just Kelazhur all over the place. Game 3, just boom. Just ended.
Right out. And, I mean, you could see the flip opposite of that happen, as in Kelazhur doing that to True with a 3-Rax Reaper, something a little bit like that. But there's for a while on the ladder, I can't remember what the map was, but there's a map that everybody threw Rex Reaper in the beginning of Legacy of the Void, and players got very competent at defending that with Roach Warrens, etc.
Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to remember too, but I think I know, at least in my head.
The one where you had like rocks back into your main.
Are you talking about Central Protocol?
Yeah, Central Protocol.
Oh,
man. That was the
man.
one.
God damn. Let's not talk about that map, man.
You got pretty good at defending that with roaches and or lings. There's a lot of games I've seen on the map.
Yeah. Kelazhur was very famous for that too, by the way.
Yep.
I loved watching that. It's just kind of funny seeing him grow as a player. And here he is in the finals right now, playing against a very formidable Korean Zerg Pro. Oh, even blocks the extractor, takes out the drone.
Oh, he's on full retreat right now. He's got to be very careful. Lings and the Queen are very close to boxing out that Reaper and getting the kill. Reaper's going to go up to the high ground, get caught by the Lings, and now the Queen is on the low ground.
Yep. So, well, I don't think he's going to lose it here. Gets that Tech Lab once again. And this time, True is going to get the Overlord speed very early. So he kind of switches it up, like when he wants to get it, when he doesn't want to get it. And
I think it was game 1 we didn't see him get it, and then he played Kelazhur and thought, oh, this guy's got a chance, a very definite chance at beating me. I'm going to play that safe and get that Overlord speed, make sure everything comes off a little bit smoother. Yeah. And really, what are you sacrificing at this point? He delays his Baneling Nest anyways.
Yeah, might as well, right? I mean, the only time he doesn't delay the Baneling Nest is if he's going to use it, like, just to completely kill you. That's what he did in the last game. He likes to, it seems like he likes to start it out with Ling drops and then go into Baneling drops and then, you know, the rest of the tech that he wants to go to. But we haven't really seen him play straight up Roach Ravager. And, you know, I always wonder if still, you know, do medevacs with tanks still work really well against Banelings if you're able to snipe the Banelings, pick them up and snipe them?
Yeah, it's an interesting thought. I'd love to see why True doesn't open it like that, because I know there's a lot of foreign players that like really going very heavy Roach Ravager right off the bat versus the style. But Kelazhur, of course, doesn't really opt to go those siege tanks. He does like a little bit heavier bio with Widow Mines, but that may be playing against True. Kelazhur kind of shapes himself against his opponent in this. It's not just he's going to do one thing always. He very much melds into the game and into the process that's going on. But here's the Reaper. And actually, it was kind of funny. The sight blockers did not allow the Reaper to instantly go for a kill right there.
The Reaper did realize it, though, and it did not get killed. It is still hanging out over there. And now, you know, excuse me, as oh, no, yeah, True getting that Evo Chamber once again.
Oh, you remember when you couldn't tell if it was a dropper lord or not? You're like, oh, is that going to drop? Is that not going to drop? Right in the beginning.
What? Me? I don't know. Did I? I don't know. Did I?
No, in the very beginning, I believe, I can't remember what it was in the beta, when you could morph into a Dropper Lord, it didn't actually show any signs of being Dropper Lords. So, like, you'd have 4 or 5 Overlords come in and you just think, oh, I hope that's not dropping.
Yeah.
I hope that's not doing that.
Nowadays, yeah, you do see the...
Now, in the modern times of StarCraft 2,
now that the technology is there...
The technology was not there to make the unit model.
Oh, man. But I know what you mean, man. And here we go with the Siege Tank drops right now. So I wonder if he's going to be trying something a little bit different now, as True is getting a much earlier lair than we've seen historically with the 1-1. And I think he did delay the Baneling Nest again.
And so with that difference, generally what we are seeing with that is him getting up to Infestors. So I'm trying to think of how that could come into this, is maybe getting the Fungal to deal with the drops a little bit quicker. Then in turn he would need the Ravager to shut them down, or a heavier Queen style. So that is an interesting decision from him. I'm curious where that's going to factor into the overall game against Kelazhur's kind of Siege Tank, Medank Tank style.
Well, he has taken all of the gases right now, so he might even go right into Muta, like straight up Ling Bane Muta. And I think the reason why he's doing it is because Kelazhur opened up with the Medevac and the tanks, right? So going into that Spire a little bit earlier means that at least it's not going to be a really, really fast Liberator, since he did go ahead and make that Medevac. So taking up all that gas, I think it's actually a pretty decent way to start the game out. I don't really agree with staying on it the whole game. But, you know, honestly, you can get some good map control, deal with the drops, which is what killed him in game number 2, if you are able to get those mutas out super fast. And that's what he's going to be doing. And
traditionally, against some not quite as skilled players, he has been able to stay on that one tech path and do it. But Kelazhur has forced out Ultralisks from him, at least for now. What do we got going here? It looks like we're laying in the bottom right, ready to go into that attack path. But the earlier Reaper did clean that up. I think it actually started doing some damage. But no, the rocks are actually destroyed. So possibly they can make a dive into the third base, as there's the move out. Lings are posturing ready. Supply Diva's already up, and a Viking just for a little bit of extra vision. But the main force of Kelazhur is moving out. Like last game, or maybe 2 games ago, it was just 2 base that he did this on Frost or King's Dong Station.
Yep. I think it was...
I want to say it was actually Frozen Temple.
Frozen Temple,
yeah. Frozen Temple right there. But this game, he's going to be doing it on 3 bases. SCVs are being pulled to defend this base, but there's not that much actual bio or Widowmines here to defend. One Reaper is going to be in.
Oh, he has a lot of work ahead of him.
But at the same time, we have a very aggressive force, but the Queen's actually focusing down the Medevac. Medevac goes down, and there's only one one Medevac to move that Siege Tank around now, and the other one's got to focus on bio.
The bunker is going to go down, and I believe that was not a lot of units inside of that. 7 workers have gone down, and here comes True with the Lings and the Banelings trying to take out this force of Kelazhur, but he's going to boost into the third base, and now True has to go all the way around.
Friendly fire, a little bit severe right there.
You had one job, Tank.
7 workers going down. That Ling run by was definitely worth it. 8 mutas are now also on the way. A little bit quicker possibly for the Mutalisks, trying to shut down those drops in a little bit different manner than Infestors.
Yeah, he didn't pick up that tank, so he's not going to get that out. And now the mutas are going to come out. Kelazhur has traded out a lot of his army in order to try to get that done. And he's already making Hellbats, assuming that True is going to go for that very heavy Ling Bane style without that anti-air, which would be the mutas. But does he actually have what it takes to deal with mutas? He doesn't have any turrets. Oh, wow. He actually just got some turrets out now. I believe he must have spotted either the Spire or maybe the mutas popping.
At least now in his vision, I think he probably is having more of an idea about it's coming. It doesn't look like he has too much information about what's going on. Not even in the man has no idea. So probably thinking about that. Well, how many Banelings did he see? There was a decent amount of Banelings that attacked him, but there wasn't too many. So he could have this purely from the lack of things that he's seen. But we'll see. Does he actually have what it takes to stop it even before those missile turrets are finishing up? Yeah,
the missile turrets will finish up in time, I believe. But Hellbats aren't going to help you against that. There are no Widowmines out and not a lot of other units that can deal with Mutalisks. And now, perhaps he would target down the upgrades, but no, he's going to fly into the third, and now he goes back into the main, and he's figuring out what he wants to hit. Where are you going to go, True? He's just trying to get something done, but he keeps on dancing around and losing quite a few mutas in the process.
Once the mutas are at a certain level, they can start to engage those missile turrets, especially on a map like Galactic Process, where these Kelazhur on the defense is going to have to move between his third to his main to his natural, and a lot of his medevacs have been sniped to queens, etc. like that. So he's got to be very careful once that critical mass is hit, because he simply can dive into mineral line and nothing can contest him.
What is Kelazhur going to do to deal with these mutas? He's not making any Liberators, and he doesn't have a Thor or any Widowmine. So if he's going to just use pure bio to do it, well, then probably wants to get that 2-2 before he actually moves out, and is probably going to be a little bit more defensive at the moment.
Oh, there's a lot of Banelings, 15 of them on the way, and Zerg flying attack is just finishing up. The medevacs are going to go straight by the Mutalisks. Mutalisks are going to dive on them, same thing as bunkers.
Here they come! It's going down. Kelazhur, I don't believe, has enough. The Baneleys obliterate those Hellbats, and now he's getting surrounded on his Marauders, and Kelazhur only on about 47 army supply. True has 2-2. Kelazhur's 2-2 has finished up, but he doesn't have the units to utilize it. This is getting intense.
Muta's currently sitting straight on top of the army. More Bentley's going to be moving in, but there's the GG. True is up 3-1 in this best of 7 series. 1 game away from taking Cheesadelphia Summer 2016, that $2,000 first place.
Yes, $2,000, man. Right here. Here in Philadelphia, being able to have a grassroots tournament and be able to give such a nice prize pool must be pretty nice. Flying out here. They actually drove out, you know, the Psystorm crew.
Yeah, they
out
drove
of DC. There's a team house out there. Obviously, Root has their own team house. Kelazhur is the one who flew out from California. So, you know, not too bad to make off with that check. You know, either way, there's going to be a nice prize.
$1,000 second place that he'll be able to take home, too.
Don't forget about that boy.
And Dank Memes. Yeah, Dank Memes from our producer himself, Rob.
Yeah, Rob is a good guy. He's working pretty damn hard.
Yeah, big shout out to our observer and producer, two great guys right next to us over there doing a
give them a round of applause, man. They've been doing it up. Really awesome here.
Oh, there's the production memes right there.
Yay, there go that boy. So our next map is going to be Dasan Station, and first time that I've seen it. Pretty
First time I've seen it in this tournament too. I've seen some crazy things happen, but the biggest thing that I'm worried about for Kelazhur is once the lane aggression starts, there are so many attack paths that can happen. They can come from your natural, 2 ways into your natural.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's a funnel or something that going into your natural. It's just a big ramp going into your natural, 2 ways. You have the forward one. And then if you do try to move out, it's just a small space between your base and the other base. If True does have air, he easily just parks them right there. And where do you go? How do you get around it?
Yeah.
Especially with Overlords. It's a very easy map for True to kind of shut it down. But the same thing happened in the other way, but we have not seen Kelazhur, except for that one game that he took, been able to really secure tempo in the
Nobody secures tempo. I'm a free spirit. All right? You better know, homie. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Or secure that pressure. That was really the one game it was. In the previous game, I mean, he was trying to do it. He did get those drops out, but they just didn't quite happen.
Yeah. So, looking like True kind of switching up the style. I don't think Kelazhur was expecting Mutas. Like, a lot of Zergs, when they go for the Ling Bane, they just skip the Mutas because they feel like Liberators are going to get them as soon as they get to a decent amount. And then the fact that the Liberator can siege up, deal with the inevitable Ultra transition, it almost feels like Mutas are just not worth it. But True made it work that time, and it caught Kelazhur off guard.
Yeah, and here we are for Game 5. Dasan Station in the top left-hand corner. Representing Psystorm Gaming, the Blue Zerg up 3-1. It is True.
And in the bottom right-hand corner, representing Root for Root Gaming, fighting for his life. Can he do it? It is Kelazhur.
A lot of amazing fans out here, and one thing I've been noticing about True is even though a lot of what we've talked about is how Kelazhur is changing his style and trying to beat True, I realize that True is learning. He's figuring out, you know, I can go for that quicker Muta. I can get that Muta, and he's not going to quite have the defense ready. He's going to be on the offensive, but it's going to be in the air, and if I take that air control, I can easily push him out of that. So I like what I saw last game. This game we may see something similar to that again, but look what we're actually seeing. He is taking the gold base that is True right off the bat. Wow, Kelazhur is opening up 3 racks Reaper.
Whoa, he's bringing it back. This is the Kelazhur that I know. And True has decided to go for the gold. So, you know what? If he had taken the back base, I'm wondering if it actually would have been better. Because I don't even know what the whole Reaper situation in the back or the cliff situation is. But with the 3 racks Reaper, this could be deadly. He scouts forward? What does Kelazhur, or rather, what does True even see? Not much of anything. Actually, it's not 3x Reaper. It's no gas.
Yeah, this is an interesting build. It's going to be going into almost pure bio. It is pure Marines right here, not the 3x Reaper. And I feel like you would go 3x Reaper. That's to get to your opponent really, really quickly. However, 2 things right here. Number 1, True has put himself closer to Kelazhur inadvertently by taking that gold. Number 2, it's a small map. Anyways, the bio is going to be able to get there really, really quickly and shut down whatever True is up to.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like just a straight-up 3 racks, you know. Kelazhur has opted.
I think that is what it is. It's just 3 racks right here. Yeah.
Not proxy, but just adding a 4th one.
It's basically proxy on this map.
I mean, on this map, you're right. Exactly. Does True actually know what's going to be happening
He's going to
here?
go to the vision, go after an Overlord. Overlord's going to barely maybe get away. Do we have high ground right there? I'm not sure if that's high ground.
I don't know.
Looks like it is.
Oh, the Overlord will get away, and that would have been a very crucial snipe there for Kelazhur because it would have supply blocked True.
Overlord on 10 health.
10 health. So 4 Marines at a time. How many racks is Kelazhur going to go up to? Oh my god. This man, he's lost his bananas.
SCVs being pulled. Looks like in total we have 20 SCVs out of the map. Half of them are here on the offense. We still have a couple SCVs mining back at home for Kelazhur. Bio is fighting. You have the Marines stimming a lot. Or pardon me, not stimming.
He's going in.
Stuffing really, really well right now.
Yeah.
Are getting pretty low on health. Finally, the last queen is down. And that natural base, that gold base, is just a stone around the neck of True right here. There's a whole bunch of minerals down there. He does have a little bit of extra production from it. But once those pop, they're simply going to pop out straight into the claws, the more so drilling claws of the SCVs and that bio. But now Kelazhur's looking at it. He's not only looking to take a little bit of an early lead,
my
but
god.
He's and that Marines are streaming across the map. And for now, he's just got to micro these Marines into a better place with the SCVs. But it looks like they're almost maybe a full surround from True.
Yeah.
Drones are fighting. Queens are fighting. The Lings are doing a decent job.
He is, though, but it looks like True might be able to hold it here. He does take a supply lead, and 12 workers did go down there for Kelazhur because he did bring them. And now Kelazhur, you know, he didn't end up getting the damage done that he wanted, but he did a decent job, but he lost so many workers because of how many he ended up bringing.
He lost so much. Right now it is 10 SCVs to 17 drones. He's going to make another attack, but his tournament life is on the line here. First place for Cheesadelphia Summer 2016 is on the line right here. True's 1 game away from victory. True trying to get rid of those rocks. He wants to make sure there's not a siege tank back there or opening up an alternative attack path into the main base of Kelazhur. But now the Lings are going to go first round. Lings are going to full surround. The Bio's not even going to have the wall behind them. And instantly they're going to go down one by one. Kelazhur's Marines were going to go down right there, but the Queen and Lings fall back. They don't want to face a too big force and accidentally overextend.
Yeah, and with 12 Lings coming out here at a time, mining from a gold base, Kelazhur's hopes are slowly dwindling. It does seem like, you know, losing those Marines, he lost a lot of momentum. He might have meals. I don't even know if he decided to go for that orbital command, and he did indeed. But I mean, honestly, when you're at 11 workers and you are against a Zerg player that does have the gold base, it's not a really good look here as a Terran player, so I don't think that True has to make any more drones this game. All he needs to do is focus on not dying. Queens are going to be so crucial. Once you get a decent amount of them out, that range is going to be so awesome. The fact that they're so beefy and have a lot of HP, transfuses if he really needs to transfuse a Ling. I don't know, maybe so.
Maybe right there. Kelazhur was trying to make that second push happen before there was a critical amount of Lings, but now the Lings coming in from the left-hand side. SCVs aren't going to be able to block the Marines like they would like to. SCVs taking the brunt of the Ling fights, but slowly they're going to down. The Marines are going to have a full surround on them. And right now, True is just one game away. GG, well played, Grants. True, 4-1.
And
he's the winner of Cheesadelphia Summer 2016. There's KJ, his team owner, coming up. Nice job. True takes first place. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your winner right there.
Wow.
And if you want a mouse pad with his signature on it right now, we have more of a desk pad, as you mentioned earlier, Tempo. Guys, if you do exclamation point giveaway, it is a command in chat. You have the chance to get that mouse pad. You go to the link, you follow the Twitter address, or you follow the Twitter address. What am I talking about? You follow the Twitter profile right there, and you retweet that link that is given, and you have the chance to win a phenomenal, really huge, I mean, we'll even, here, bring it up.
Yeah, bring it up, man.
We'll even bring it up. This great desk pad.
It wasn't even...
I don't know what you call this, but all the signatures of the top 16 are on this. You can get it for free. I don't even know. Like right there. Oh, there we go.
It's like, oh no. Slop.
And we'll be up right after this very short break for an interview with True, the winner of Cheesadelphia Summer 2016. Be right back in a second. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen.